We're on to our last unit, which is on family caregiving and specifically care of the chronically ill child, as well as we'll be discussing loving kindness. So by the end of this learning module, you're going to be able to really compare and contrast the concepts of loving kindness and compassion. So how do they compare? What are their differences between loving kindness and compassion? What are the similarities between those two concepts? And you're going to better understand how to support the caregiver, usually a parent, often a mom or a mom and a father of a child with chronic illness. So what you're doing, and it's by 11 p.m. on Friday, because that is the last day of class. Now we have finals next week, and you will have an open book final exam. I'll explain in a minute, and don't stress over it. It's more of a responding to whether or not you met the course outcomes. So it's more of a final course reflection, but it is considered a final exam. So, but by this Friday, you will have completed the idea online survey. I'm hoping that you all do. Read chapter 14 in your mindfulness text, and then listen to the loving kindness meditation. You're going to take quiz number 14, your last quiz for this course, which tests your knowledge of chapter 14. And then there's 2 articles that you're going to read, reply, or post to the discussion board a response to the question, and no reply is going to be required. And then you're going to review what the comprehensive final assignment is during this time so that you complete it on time. Because the final assignment, the comprehensive final, is due the very last day of final exams. So that will be next Thursday. So it's always the last day of finals, and I cannot accept it after that. So this is the week that you really need to pay attention and complete your materials and assignments on time, but pay attention to the dates. So this is the loving kindness meditation. You can see it's 13 minutes long. Your quiz is going to test your knowledge of the information in chapter 14, and which includes the loving kindness meditation. There's 2 articles, the impact of chronic illness of a child on both the child and family, and how can we boost support to family caregivers. So the discussion board post that you're going to do, no reply is required, is based on these 2 articles. So for simplicity, you can read your text and complete and do the loving kindness meditation and complete the quiz. Then you can review these 2 articles and complete the discussion board. And based on these articles and any information that you gleaned out of last learning units materials, you may want to bring that up as well, some of the information that you got from last week. What is the impact on caregivers? And in this unit, we're specifically talking caregivers of chronically ill children. And how can nurses boost support to these caregivers? What type of support, resources, what can we recommend to these parents? Both, please cite. I want to make sure that you can cite both of these articles, both in text, in your response, and in your references. No reply is required. Now I'm going to pause for a minute, and I'm going to go to open up the final comprehensive. So now open at the same time as learning unit number 14 opened. You can see the comprehensive final folder. So again, I ask you to complete that idea survey. I really do appreciate your feedback. But when you click on this folder, it is going to come to some instructions. Please note the last day that this final assignment can be accepted. It is the last day that final exams are offered. I cannot accept it on the day after. It is you would earn a 0 for the assignment. So please make sure you look at that date and get this done by then. So what you're going to do is upload a Word document. It's got to be a Microsoft Word document. You can convert any other documents to Word because, if all of a sudden I can't read your document, can't open your document, and, it's after classes have ended, unfortunately, I would not be able to grade it. So 2 pages or less. This isn't a real in-depth, this isn't a scholarly paper. This is a comprehensive final. So at the beginning of our course, we reviewed 5 student learning outcomes for the course. You can find these on page 2 of the syllabus. They were student learning outcomes. We can also say objectives. But you don't have to go back to your syllabus if you don't want. They're right here. Discuss ethical issues, compare and contrast. Here are the 5 student learning outcomes for this course. So for this assignment, for your comprehensive final assignment, briefly describe your ability to achieve each one of these. How did you go about achieving? How can you demonstrate that you've achieved all 5 of these outcomes? Using examples from your class, the assignments, or even your clinical experiences. I give you an example right here. The easiest way to complete this is to write number 1 to 5. And then you don't have to rewrite the full outcome because, again, this is only 2 pages or less. So what you can do is look through all of your week 14 or your 14 weeks of course and all the learning units that we had and review ways in which the learning assignments asked you to reflect on these outcomes. So for example, if we're looking at number 4 outcome was develop a nursing plan of care for and with chronically ill individuals based on health-related quality of life assessment data. So as you may recall, in week 4, you completed the Ferens and Powers Quality of Life Index. You reviewed 2 PowerPoint videos, and you might want to talk a little bit about that. That is what I'm looking for. That is the way that you have demonstrated that you have met this outcome. So again, 2 pages or less in a Word document, and you're going to upload it to the comprehensive final. And for the comprehensive final, you click on it and you upload your file and submit. So that's the very last assignment of this course. This is all going to be open for you early so that you can complete these assignments early and then do studying for your other nursing classes. So thank you for a wonderful semester. I hope you learned a lot, and I look forward to having you in other classes.